Welcome, 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 audience builders. If you are a builder of an audience, you're in the right place. And I'm excited to be here. My name is Kirk Nugent, and we are here with Stefan Lubinski. Stefan, what's good, man?
Hey, how are you, Kirk?
Man, cannot complain. Excited about this new space that we're creating. Before we get to the what, because that's what everybody wants to know, let's start with who, right? Let's start with who. Who is this space we're creating for?
I love the question because the who is definitely not about us. So first lesson in audience building is the most important person is the audience, or the most important people is the audience. So who are you? Who are you, the people that would be watching Audience Builders live and participating? Well, you're an entrepreneur, you're a startup, you're an investment bank looking to break into a new space.
Exactly.
You're a SaaS startup looking to be more credible and visible in your industry, market, or niche.
You guys are thought leaders looking for more visibility. You're public speakers establishing yourself as an authority in a given space. You are even live streamers and content creators hoping to expand your reach.
You're a coach. You're a consultant. You're a six-figure service provider.
Yeah.
So I think it's a pretty large audience that makes up the kind of business people that are looking to build an audience. And I'll touch on just one other thing really quickly. You know, I'm a big proponent of I use this hashtag all the time. I was supposed to write a book about it, but it turns out I'm not a writer. And I really profess this thing called stop selling, right?
Stop selling.
Instead, help more people buy. And so I think that audience building really aligns with that philosophy of building an audience of people that get to know, like, trust, but most importantly, over time, buy from you. And that's really what we want to help people do. Is build an audience of people that will
buy. That is who. So that's who. And if you fall into any of those categories, if you're even loosely in those categories, this is for you, and we are making you the focal point. And that's what it's all about. So we've touched on the who now. Now we want to shift to the what. So audience builders, what are we doing here? What can people expect, Stefan?
I think we're going to expect awesome stuff, and a lot of that's going to have to do with you, Kirk. And a quick background story: Kirk met me from one of the Facebook groups for producers, for content producers, and he invited me to be on his amazing podcast, and we really hit it off. But what I noticed was how great of a professional producer Kirk is of creating both live and recorded content. And I had this vision and idea for a show I wanted to do for myself, but after meeting Kirk, I knew that I couldn't do it by myself, and I needed to partner up with Kirk.
I love it.
And so partnering together, we are building a live show called Audience Builders Live, where we will meet weekly, hopefully with an ever-growing audience of people just like you.
That's right.
And we're going to do quite a bit. We are going to bring our own skill set and our own kind of things that we're going to come to the table with. Kirk from a producing perspective, and mine a little bit more from a sales strategy perspective.
Absolutely.
We're going to interview professional audience builders, whether those are podcasters or bloggers or YouTubers or in live real person events or using meetups or whatever method they're using to build an audience. We want to bring them to you. And then finally, and maybe the most important aspect, is that's only half the show. The other half of the show, well, that's you.
That's right.
We want to open it up to an AMA, or maybe it's an AUA. Ask us anything.
That's right.
Ask Kirk and I anything.
That's right.
And you bring your own specific challenges, the own questions that you have. And live, we're going to bring you up right on screen, and you're going to ask us, and hopefully either Kirk or myself, we're going to have an answer. And if we don't, we're going to go find it for you. Kirk, what do you think?
That's exactly right. I mean, the Producer's Corner, we have something called Stefan's Rant. I don't know if we're going to keep that name, but it's going to be pretty fun. We definitely have these guest interviews, coaches, consultants, marketing experts, people who have built an audience. And we're going to ask them to share one thing. So we're not going to keep you forever. We're going to ask them to do one thing. Of course, the AUA, ask us anything. But even after we sign off, there will be another space, a post-show hangout, affectionately dubbed Stan's Place. And it's definitely NSFW. So pay the cover charge, grab your drink, and come hang out. This is going to be a fun space, but a space that will be absolutely productive. You will learn, you will find tips, tricks, techniques, best practices that you can implement tomorrow. So definitely make sure that you grab onto that, because that is our what. That is what we will be providing in this space. All right. So Stefan, so now we've given them the what. now we got to share why. Why should people be excited? Why should they spread the word? Why should they grab their seat from now?
Yeah, man, thanks. I think the why is there's never been a better time from a technology perspective. That is, I'm a big believer that everything needs to be this. If you want to grow your business, figure out a way to make your service or your product the easy button of your industry, market, or niche. And that will kind of decouple you from whatever kind of consolidated or commoditized prices that exist in your space.
Exactly.
So I think for us, we want to show you that it's never been easier to fire up a camera, whether that's a web camera and a USB microphone, or whether you want to upgrade to kind of more exciting sets and technology like what Kirk has and what he'll be talking about.
Exactly.
It's just never been easier to tell your story, to tell your product story, to build an audience of people who can be served by you with high value, and then can rally around you and recommend more people to become those audience members. And again, the whole purpose is so they raise their hand and buy. And you know what? Just in complete transparency, everything that we're doing, we're practicing what we preach.
Absolutely.
We are looking to build an audience of people who get to know me, get to know Kirk, hopefully fall in love with us, and then raise their hand and say, we want to work with you. I want to hire you to produce my show or to consult to me on how to improve my show.
Yeah.
And so that is, there's no veil between what we're trying to do, and we want you to do exactly the same.
Yeah.
Produce high quality, very high value content for your industry, market, or niche, build that audience, and then work with those people that are raising their hand and say they want to work with you. What do you think, Kirk?
Absolutely. I think what Stefan said kind of summed it all up. And we're going to get to who we are in a moment, because we want to do that last. But both of us have done this. We have these stories in our background. We have these experiences. In fact, one of my sayings is your live stream is your digital storefront, because there's no greater way for people to see you experience your greatness than for them to see you do it live. And that is exactly why we want you to be excited about this space. Now, of course, we want to get to the how. How can people get involved? How can people pulled on stage? How can they? How are we going to do this part?
How? Yeah, man, it's so easy. It's so free. We're going to be ultimately broadcasting this to both our YouTube channel and to our Facebook group. I think there's a lot of reasons to join the Facebook group. Namely, I like to say, as long as we're throwing out slogans, that my net worth is a product of my network.
That's right.
And so imagine that you grow your network by being involved with like-minded folks like you. It doesn't mean that they need to be a customer of yours. They could be a referral source. They could be a source of just great information. My game gets leveled up in producing when I talk with Kirk, because that's what he does.
Exactly.
So I recommend you join our Facebook group. Join and meet and network digitally with like-minded people like yourselves that are looking to grow and build an audience. And of course, we will join in there, whenever we feel like we're going to jump in there and create little videos and add value and so forth. So there'll definitely be a benefit to joining the Facebook group, but you'll also be able to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's right.
Somewhere down there's going to be a link to join our newsletter, our Substack, audiencebuilders.substack.com. You can sign up there. So there'll be so many ways to stay in touch with us. It's entirely free. We show up every week. So the how is show up, participate, bring your questions, let us answer them, pay attention to what the experts are saying, and take action.
Take action. And you might even get a pizza. More on that later.
Yes, stay tuned for pizzas.
So now we've touched on the how, we've touched on the why, we've touched on the what, and we even touched on the who. So now we need to touch on when. When can they?
Before Q2. So that means the end of Q1.
That's right.
We have not stayed tuned for the exact date. We're thinking third or fourth week of March.
That's right.
Barring any other complications with setting up all the infrastructure. You're really joining us at a great time, because to be honest, this is a case study in and of itself. Like, you're joining us as we build this. Just watching this video right now
exactly
is watching us build this. What are we using? What did we do? I'm sure this video is entirely too long. In my mind, I already know we're going to have two versions.
Exactly.
It's the short, like, get right to it, too long, didn't read, and the long version, which is what we've done here. So yeah, I think that's when is coming soon. End of March, beginning of April at the latest, but that is the when.
And then who are we? Who are we? And I want you to start here, Stefan.
That's a great existential question. I guess this video is about to get a lot longer. No, I'm Stefan Lubinski. I've had the great privilege of working in sales and marketing leadership across a number of different industries. And the one that I also loved so much was being in media. So I've been involved in television. I had a radio show here in Austin, Texas. I love being in front of the camera. I love being behind it in the sense of strategizing and producing. I'll have 3 corporate shows in production next month. And I want to talk more about how some of you may not be building your own audience, but building audiences for others. That'll be one of the topics that we talk about.
Yes.
That is me. You can find me at www.stefanlubinski.com.
Right.
And right now, I am just really excited to serve those that are looking to build audiences, to build trust, and hopefully to stop selling and grow their business by helping more people buy instead. So that's me. What about you, Kirk? Tell us a little bit about you.
That's an awesome boy. I mean, you did it quick too, I think. But me, I'm Kirk Nugent. So a couple of things I want you to know about me is that I'm a former missionary and former IT executive, but currently a content creator and live video coach. I've been given the title the Geek Speaker Preacher. That really embodies my passions: technology, media, speaking, and ministry. Really looking to share with people the power of live video, the power of video, and what you can do with it to grow and engage an audience, to funnel clients to your business and establish yourself as a thought leader. And that's me. That's me in a nutshell. And I would love to be able to work with you guys. Excited about this initiative with Stefan, because I think he's the yin to my yang. Definitely brings in a lot of the pieces of the puzzle that I'm not versed in. So we together we make up a great team, and I think we're going to have a great time in this endeavor of audience builders. And so the last thing is the call to action. We want you to hit the subscribe button. We want you to sign up for the mailing list. We want you to like and follow our pages and our groups on Facebook. We want to start the conversation even now, even ahead of our first show, because we want to engage with you guys in those spaces, in those ways.
100%. That's what it's all about. So we're super excited. Again, I know this is already the long version. We're going to figure out how to have a short version for people like me who are like, I'm not watching 12 minutes of this. But at the same time, hopefully you watched the short version and thought that was interesting enough. I actually want to see the extended cut of the full interview about who we are, why we're doing it, who you are, how we're doing it, when we're doing it. I really think it was important to cover the 5 W's,
Absolutely.
or if that's what they're called, the who, what, why, when, where. And we did it. And we're really hoping that this resonates with you and that you want to join, learn how to build an audience live with us every single week. Join our guests that we're going to go out and join the fun. We've alluded to a few things. We're going to do some cool things that you're not seeing on live streams these days. And then we're going to have the after hours or the after party. This is also going to be something that we're going to do in the evening, so people can already be done for the most part with the bulk of their workday, except you folks on the West Coast, perhaps. And then we're going to do kind of a second hour that will be a little bit more loose around the collar. Take the tie off, pour a drink, light a cigar, maybe be a little looser with the language, etc. So we've got a lot of really exciting things. So okay, we're going to shut up. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hope that you will click all of the different buttons that we've put and join us at Audience Builders Live, and we will see you there. Kirk?
That's it. Thanks.
That is it. All right. Take care, guys.